Yeah, yeah, just make some noise, pop in anytime, That's what it's all about here on Classic Radio Roundup, keeping the interest of clean CB radio alive and well.
I had some cockpit error here, which is why you didn't hear me.
Oh no! Well, cockpit error doesn't sound like a crash and burn, so it was non-fatal then.
Yeah, but I got to run over to the transmitter rack and dial a couple of things.
I'm using the same thing I was using. When were we on here? Monday night? Tuesday night? I guess it was Monday night. I don't know. I'm using the same setup. I guess it was Monday night. Monday night when we were in here until after 10 o'clock and wound up talking to Idaho.
There we go. All right, that's back where it was. Yeah, when you turn your drive all the way down, you got to turn it back up again.
Well, yeah, it pretty much stands to reason. Are you telling me I need to turn my drive up?
No, I went to 0 VU since you're on a rock, and I know your rock is right where you got to be. So I turned the drive all the way down, but the thing's it's above my head, so I don't see it, And while I'm doing that, I'm playing around with some other stuff here while I'm 0 beating, and it took a while. And I just forgot to turn it back up again. I'm like, duh.
Yeah, we all make those silly mistakes. Like, what's going on? Something's wrong here. What did I forget to do?
Well, I didn't have any cathode current, so I'm like, I got no current. What the hell? Let's see. Overcurrent reset. Hit the button. Nope, it hadn't clicked out. Then I got 2 fuses that are in the chassis. Like, I know they're good because the relay's keying up. Then I got 2 circuit breakers. Looked at those, they weren't popped out. And then I got 2 old Edison screw-in fuses for the 240. And if one of them blows, the rig will still run, but the high voltage won't come on. So I was getting ready to look at that when I said, wait a minute, there's no grid current either.
Let's see, where am I at? Grid current. Just under 2 amps of grid current. And 116 amps of plate current.
You mean milliamps?
Yes, that's correct. I do mean milliamps.
If you had 116 amps of plate current and 2 amps of, that would be 232 times 600. That would be your input power. No, I don't think you got that.
No, you're right. I forgot the decimal point.
Yeah, it's a big 10-4. Oh, panty snatcher. Ooh, Julia time. Dang, that's quite an impressive signal that you have there. 64631. Yeah, 10-4, Roger. I turned my mic gain up a little bit. Roger on the mic gain, 10-4. Yeah, that's a huge signal down here. You're louder than everybody, including people that are less than half as far away.
Oh, I can't have that. Oh no, I can't have my son-in-law. Oh no, I can't have my son-in-law out doing what I'm doing. There we go. Just like a good CB radio operator, turn all them knobs to the right-hand side.
On 6-4, man, everybody.
Well, that was a double, and I knew Billy was talking. I knew 507 was talking, but I don't know what either one of you said.
What's up on that fire starter? 6-4, I'll take the video gain if you can on everybody.
Oh, he's probably closer to you. But I can't have him outdoing me to 507. That's just wrong on too many levels.
Say something else, Pete.
What's that, Dave?
Yeah, say something else, Pete.
All right, I'll say something else. And else is something with this shove yank high level plate modulated transmitter with plenty of knobs to the right hand side of their clockwise movement.
Roger, right on.
All right, is that more what you're looking for?
I can't do two switch operation and a video at the same time, man, but I got a video of this and it's hilarious.
All right. Hopefully it's loud and clear and not going into any kind of distortion or anything. Because then if that's the case, then I got to roll it back counterclockwise a little bit. Keep my son-in-law in his place.
As you watch that video,
All right. Well, I'm gonna have to check out the film at 11.
How come this always devolves into key downs?
99999.
I'm sorry, I was watching somewhat. I said, how come this always devolves into key downs?
Because you're here. I think you're a bad influence, Billy the Kid.
I must be.
Because the only time it ever devolves into key down is when you're around. Why is that? There's a common denominator.
I don't know, but I guess that's true. You're a bad influence, Billy.
Bringing out the dark side. Oh yeah. Yeah, my indicator that I'm pushing out watts is when I start making a light skim in the house.
Yeah, the favorite keyed on high voltage with. And I think you're the one that took that video that's on YouTube. You're like, 631 got him. 631 got him over high voltage mobile. And then I walked up to him and did interview. Mr. Tony Bubbles, Mr. Bubbles, how do you feel about this, how this went down this afternoon? Everyone keyed on high voltage New Jersey. Hey, let me tell you something, Pickle Man. I got my knees in the breeze, man. I got 8, 5, 7, I got my knees. I play high voltage New Jersey mobile cut down. Yeah, there's definitely something wrong with that dude.
Almost as what?
Tiny Bubbles. What the hell is this down-getting nonsense? If you know where that nickname came from, the whole Tiny Bubbles thing, like, I don't even want to think about it, but it's, yeah.
We got a full minute before Classic Radio Roundup starts. You didn't know it was half an hour before Classic Radio Roundup was the key down session?
What is that nonsense? Oh my God.
It's Billy's fault.
Hey man, just get the old guitar out, buddy. Just pluck a couple strings, man. You know what I mean? Get in the rhythm. You know what I'm saying? All right, hang on. 6-4. We got the Classic Radio Roundup coming up in like less than a minute here. Let's leave some room.
All right, let me get back into normal mode here. Put things back where they're supposed to be. For Classic Radio Roundup.
Good grief.
Top of the Classic Radio Roundup evening. Sandbagger. Spitfire 441, your countywide radio. A public service station.
I think I'm going to have to switch radios. I can't turn the volume down enough on this thing.
For what?
For this one. Oh, my sonar, but I got the volume all the way down. It's still blasting loud. I guess the pot's going bad or something.
Oh, I thought you were like pointing fingers or something, so it's your own equipment's issue.
Yeah. All downgetting nonsense is side. Oh no, not the down giving.
Getting on up and waving my hand.
Gotta turn the RF gain down. It's my secondary volume control here.
You gotta use the. Hey, that's kind of like my Swan. There's no volume knob. You just gotta use the RF gain.
Yeah, exactly. That's where I got the idea. It's like, well, if it works for the Swan, it'll work for this thing.
Yeah, they don't even give you a volume pot. They don't even give you a volume knob. You got to use the RF gain. That's great when you're talking to one station. If you're talking more to one station and at different signal strengths, it doesn't work out so well.
Yeah, you got that right. That's right. Good evening there, Dave. Good evening, Pete. Good evening, whoever else is in here. Old JR on board.
Good evening, old JR. I'll let the rest of them check in themselves.
Hey, good evening to you. Boy, whoever, oh, that's Billy. Was that Billy out there? No, this is Billy. Billy is out here, but this is John Boy. Oh, you ornery. You ornery panty snatcher, you. How you doing? I just come here to say hello, but before we back out. And for Roger, hello. You must have drove down to this area just for the roundup. Hello, Bethlehem. Hey, Dave, how you doing? Yeah, you're sounding good too tonight. They all sounding pretty doggone good, I gotta tell you. Hey, 327, are you on that, little EQ box thing that you're hooked up? You got that thing hooked up? Your little EQ box thing that all over that thing is? Yeah, turn it down and do something. Get some kind of feedback on it. Hang around in the background. What if I go like that? Nope. I'm here. I don't know what else here, but yeah. You must be here. Wow. He's got. He's looking at back speed. He's got. You know, he's got one of them. Whatever. How many band EQ boxes? It's like the gain or something up too high because it's. I don't know how to say it. It's almost like he's got a robot turned on. You know what I mean? Like on the Galaxy 99, you put a voice changer or whatever on it, all we just do is go ring, ring, ring. Oh, one of those W2HI high fine business boxes. Yeah, yep. Sometimes when he uses it, he's got the gainer. I forget what it was. Turn up, pick up some kind of feedback. I can hear it. How about now? Did that get any better? Talk a little bit.
You're more readable.
And hello, 1, 2, 3. That might have cleared up. Nope, it's still in there.
Yeah, I don't know what you did when you first checked in with us. You were sounding really, really good. It's not sounding as good as that. So put it back the way you started out.
What radio are you using, Greg? That's the 7300. Just eliminate that thing. Eliminate what? That how many band EQ boxes? Just run just 7300. Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah, however it was you started out tonight was the way you want to be, because that was loud and proud and crystal clear. Whatever you did took away from that.
Classic radio roundup. Yeah, I know.
Huh.
Who was that carrier?
That was me. Things are changing over here, and I don't know. Oh, I don't know. I might be finally frying my feed line.
I was going to say, I thought it was a mobile because your signal's all over the place.
I think I'm finally frying my feed line.
Yeah. About time.
Yeah, because my output signal's all over the place now.
I was having your problems. I'm watching you go from a 10 over to a 7 to a
finally frying up the feed line. So once it goes poof, I'll know where the problem is. Oh yeah, there it goes. Output power dropped like a rock. Let's see if I can burn my way through this or blow something up in the. Oh no, this is gonna be a bad night for me.
Yeah, well, your SWR is probably going crazy and you got to melt your amplifier.
I hope not. Oh, there we are. Now I'm back. I don't know how long it's gonna last. Let's see how long it'll go until something gives.
You got a cool Roger beat now. The devil made him do it. That's what it was. You had to key down on the panty snatcher, didn't you?
That's all right. I had to identify the problem one way or another. Like where I see the smoke coming out of the coax, I know the problem is. Oh yeah, this is going south fast.
Yeah, see, you can probably use your nose now. You can go sniff along the coax, or you smell the burn. That's where the problem is.
Yeah, I might have to go over to the wire antenna because this one ain't working.
I just turned into a grasser. Hey, where'd it go?
Yeah, well, this is the first time it's affected my transmit. Oh no, it's not coming back. Nope, I'm done.
Good. Now maybe you can get to work and fix it.
Yeah, I'd fix it if I knew what the problem was.
All knobs to the right. You'll fix it. I almost read what's going to happen. You're going to go out there and you're going to find that it's not the coax and that you fried your antenna with all that extra power. Now you got to build a duck crusher antenna. A duck crusher? Yeah. Let's find out all about the duck crusher. Is that like the vampire bat? For this band? Would they call that a magic network? Oh, so I better hold in here. Yeah, but you're doing a lot better now. Yeah, well, it's a lot more to business than that. What radio are you running tonight there? 5 double aught or double aught? That sounds mighty fine. That's extraordinarily fine. You're down there in Texas. When you're at that side of the mountains, forget it, man. You're doing your thing. That's all I can say, because I usually don't hear anybody over there. What time do you get up there? Yeah, that was about my sign-off time. That's right. Yeah, I got you now. I got to do that sleepy thing. I guess there's not a whole bunch that goes up there anymore, huh? All right, Joe, we got a break here. Go ahead, break. Oh, Mr. Goose. You're out in your mobile, no doubt. How you been, bud? You ain't going to be down all that long. But yeah, get that done, man. Get her going, you know. But your mobile sounded pretty good, though. Thank you. I'm on top of the hill in front of my house. Yeah, you're floating, but you're up there. You're between 7 and 9. That's not bad. No, not bad at all. Now I got the back door on you. Oh, Pete's all right. I don't want your back door on me. Yeah. Well, you got a back door, man. Hello, sandbagger. Yeah. Oh, God, it's Wednesday night. What do you think's going on with Pete's stuff? I think he blew it up. He fried something. Whether it's a connection in the coax or something in the antenna, but he fried something. It's been broken for a long time, but now it's broken. Yeah, I guess there's various stages of broken. He just picked the biggest one down. Yeah, he had that problem with the receiver. Remember, the receiver's always up and down all over. I wonder if it's all related. It probably is. What are you guys talking about? All right, how about this right here? Hello, 1, 2, test 1, 2. I spin the reveal for him. What are you guys talking about that broken? I think you were a hair strong before you moved around here. Yeah. All right. So I went down here to come back to the conversation. Okay. All right, that's why I needed to go. Thank you. Yeah. You're the second loudest guy out of everybody here, man. Everybody can hear me. I was looking for a radio part. And if anybody has a Browning Mark III VFO by chance for sale. What is that? Well, he could hook up his wiring antenna, though. That would put him back in business. He could do that. Here's both. Yeah, he wouldn't be strong, but we'd still hear him, I guess. He could put his amplifier on the wire. You know, he got the tuner and all that. He could do that. Yeah. It'd be down a little bit, but still and all. Who's broken? Fire. I think he fired up his antennae there, I think. I don't know what's going on, but he broke his antenna? Maybe. I don't know. Speculate, you know. Man, that's one of us. I know. Let me see. You're down with an antenna. Skyrider is. Well, maybe Pete is, and then who's the other one? I'm missing somebody. I'm falling asleep, but hold on.
Oh, man.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, no, not really.
Doing too much. So we doing a little quick troubleshooting? 631.
Well, trying to figure out an easy way to go to another antenna.
Careful, be safe. That's all I'm doing. And if you dream, make sure it's, it's a good one. I'm not involved in it. Well, there is no easy way to go to another antenna. When
Yeah, not with the complication I got going on over here.
Good night, 631.
You gonna be around this weekend, Billy? Yeah, I should. Not sure what's going on yet, but I'll let you know. Anyway, catch you later. Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta go that way anyway. Unless you're gonna be around.
Good night there, Billy. Good to hear you in there.
I spun back around like I was. That's there. My sister should keep up, but 10-4.
Yeah, into the road again.
I read you'd give me the strongest signal I've ever had my receive.
Must have found that sweet spot.
I tried.
Nobody's ever touched the 40. You're about 37, 38. That's pretty killer.
I'm above the LA thing. Shit, I'm looking right over the top here.
Even Marcia don't give me 30, so that thing's putting out.
This is more pill.
You're giving me the same signal 2 channels away. Hey, what does this radio sound like? Good, like usual.
Oh, Spike Russell.
Hey.
I just want to say, hey, real quick. Let the rest of the guys say hello. Any snatcher, no meal, pull back.
Hello there, Vice Buster. How you doing? Oh, hanging in here. There is a good bit of noise in here tonight, though. I gotta tell you, it's not real quiet. All the boys are out there. If they can hear you, get back to them. Uh-oh, my radio is not antique. Do I have to go? Mine never been antique.
Well, no, you're antique, so you take place of it. So you're good. You can stay.
There you go. That's what I was just gonna say. My amp's antique.
Hey, 5-7. Did you get video of that before?
Did I do what before?
Did you get video of that before?
Yes, I did. Yeah, if you ask Billy, he can forward it to you.
Okay.
You know, I just thought of something. I'll be able to go listen to that playback, how shitty my audio was. I'm excited to hear that whenever he posts this. I just thought of that.
Oh, yeah. He gets easy. So I just recorded. Yep.
But sometimes Joker does it too. I don't know if he did it or not. What does he do? He streams it too. Yeah, I've seen there's a couple people, 2 or 3 of them. They're right here in Pennsylvania doing it. You got your radio that's the RF gain's going to work now. Yep. Now, which radio may that be? That is indeed the question.
Kenwood.
Nah, it's not a Kenwood. Yeah, there we go. Let's get a little bit more gain going on here. I gotta readjust the EQ here, because this microphone does not have a lot of high end. But it is working. 27.115 on your AM radio dial.
Yeah, that thing sounds good there.
Yeah, I just figured I'd try the President Washington with my Super Sidekick microphone. I usually use the static Echo Max 2000, but I'll try this one out. This one meets up well with these higher fidelity radios. Yeah, it's got a nice tone. Yeah, well, that's the goal, you know.
make it sound more like a broadcast or a really well put together ham radio. It's a President Washington. It's the very first 858 chassis radio. But the modulator is totally different. I reworked that whole thing. A what? Oh, well, that's kind of like a cheat. That's a cheater's way out. You know, you do all your stuff off board and then you just shove it into the radio because then you don't have to modify much. Yeah, you basically internals in the radio and you're doing. It's an easy way to do it, I guess. I had more, doing the internal mods. Yeah, I built a whole new modulator in this thing, and it is good for probably either 60 hertz to about 10,000 hertz. Not that I'd ever want to go up that high. That was the anyway. Roger.
Where's P? Is he going to be out of the loop, or is he?
Yeah, I think he's still working on the problem. I don't know. Yes, because that's right. I mean, his wire antenna now is, hooked up through the.
What the heck?
This time she had. Yeah. Yes, scratch that idea.
And he might try to use his 3-element beam, but.
All right, this is better than nothing.
You're horrible. I get it.
Damn it!
Well, he was trying to figure out what was wrong with his antenna, so it's all good. Let me shut up. These guys were talking.
This should be better than nothing.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yep. Yeah, this is better than nothing.
You're only a little bit stronger than 507, and I don't have the beam at him.
Well, I'm on my wire antennae.
Oh, you got that working even with the parallel line tuner?
No, I couldn't find a match in the parallel line tuner. Well, this should be a little bit stronger since I'm not on the freaking tune position that cuts my plate current. Hang on, I need to do some adjustments here. There we go. Climb. Yeah, sorry, but I got to do this. Yeah, there we are. Now we're cooking. But yeah, I'm on the balanced line antenna.
So what are you using, the B&W?
That's a 10 Roger. I couldn't find a match on the balanced line tuner, so I'm on the MFJ tuner.
Oh, okay. Well, at least you were able to switch to that. I figured that would be a pain in the butt to do to get the balanced line tuner to work here.
Yeah, the balanced line tuner, like I can get like a 3-to-1 match, or maybe a little better than that, but I can't get any better than that. But I know if I go to the MFJ, I can get a better match. So I had to undo 2 lugs, move the wire over, put on the other 2 lugs, and there we are.
Yeah, well, I figured you didn't want to interrupt the tuning that you had for 160 anyway. You know.
Oh, that's not all that hard. I switch between 60 and 75, all the 160 and 75 meters all the time.
Okay. Now you got a real mystery to solve, and I'm afraid your problem is in the antenna, not in the coax. I'm hoping I'm wrong.
Well, I got a problem because, yeah, it finally went kaplooey on the transmit side.
Yeah, is your SWR real high too?
Not real high, but higher.
Yeah, well, it might be coax. You can probably smell the well, if you take the connections apart and they're all black, you'll know that's the one.
Oh, I found you. You're on the flat side.
Yeah, I'm on my balanced line fed wire antenna. Now I'm like probably as strong as Wayne is.
I had to go to the flat side to hear. I barely heard you on the vertical. So I'm on the wire here, and you're just about a 9.
Yeah, you're doing a 9 to me on the wire. Well, better the wire antenna than no antenna.
That's right. That's a good deal. Well, welcome aboard.
Yeah. Well, I guess it was bound to happen sooner or later. Now I got to wait till the opportunity that I can investigate further. There was no investigation this past weekend. It was just too stick of gold.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's going to rain for like the next 4 days.
It's all right. I got to work for the next 3. Well, I don't know who else I can hear or who can hear me, but I hear you, both you guys fine.
I don't know. Maybe it's 507. Can you hear Pete now?
Yeah, I can hear Pete. Pete, can you hear me?
Yes, 507. I do hear you. No problem.
Yeah, good show. It's working.
Yeah, I'm on the balanced line antenna because something's up with my vertical antenna system, and I know the beam was just not going to work out here at all. I figured the wire is going to work better than the flat side beam.
Yeah, well, like Dave said, it's going to rain. I'm going to run out to my shed and put my horizontal antenna tuner unit in place, so I have that as an option down here between this and that. And I'll see if you come up. I'm sure you will. I'll be back.
Roger, 10-4. I do hear my son-in-law out there jumping up and down crying that he can't hear me. Sorry, buddy. I hear you. I'm sorry you can't hear me. You know, like, you got to work really hard to take me completely off the air.
Yeah. Did you have a video gate rolling when all that nonsense went down?
Oh, yeah, the video gate's not been stopped since 10 minutes to 8.
Oh, that's good. Because I kind of came in at the tail end of all that nonsense and all that down getting, hooping and hollering there. It'd be interesting to see what all prompted all that.
Oh, just Billy the Kid prompted all that. When he's in the room, everybody wants to turn their knobs to the right.
Yeah, I think there's something in the water up that way.
But yeah, I was doing all kinds of moving around here and shoveling stuff and trying to figure stuff out, and just decided, all right, well, I can't get the balance line tuned to this frequency, so I'll just go to the MFJ. I know I could get a match there. Knock the camera over and all, in the process. And thankfully, though, I didn't drop any F-bombs or anything.
Yeah, but nobody would have blamed you if you did.
Well, I managed to not do that.
Your father would be proud.
Yeah, he would. If he heard that, he'd be phoning me up again.
I still remember that. Oh God, that was funny.
Yeah, out of the the whole incident was bad, but afterwards it is damn funny, and I'm really kind of glad that you heard it, because it just fits. Like most people I know wouldn't understand, but you lived it. You found the humor in it. Of course, my father didn't find the humor in it, but he might laugh about it now.
Yeah, yeah, it was. yeah, Ted didn't like that. That could have been an FCC citation or something, but thankfully nothing happened.
Well, it was like kind of under my breath, so it wasn't really loud, and it went by so fast that people that heard it weren't even sure they did.
Oh, but your pop knew. Your dad knew.
Oh, he absolutely knew. I was fine, didn't even know I did it. I was moving on, and then he called me and told me I did it. I said, I did what? Then I was a mess for the rest of the show.
Yeah, I know. I go through the same kind of stuff with conference calls and meetings. Every now and then it'll unmute on me, and I don't realize it. And I usually have little comments I make to myself when certain people talk, and it's like, would you just shut up now? Well, every now and then it'll unmute, and that happens.
Yeah. Well, yeah. At least you're not dropping F-bombs. Now I'm back to, holy heck, man! Like, I'm not the big man on the neighborhood radio anymore.
Well, the mighty always have a tendency to fall. Look at the Roman Empire.
Yeah, well, it's just a minor setback.
I'm about to have my own setback if I don't get my antenna fixed soon, but it's a ticking time bomb. But, the weather's got to get better, man. I can't do nothing with the weather like this.
Yeah, me either. The weather's got to get better. And this is, I'm sorry, but my vertical antenna is going to take a back seat to me finishing my balance line feeder. So who knows how long I may be in this situation.
Oh, no. Everybody happy. You're just going to have to be in the back of the bus. That's what there is to it.
I hear you. I hear Dave. I hear most everybody else. I'm sure I hear Wayne, and Wayne hears me.
I'm going to copy Red Baron try. Wish everybody a happy.
Yeah, where is Wayne?
Evening.
He checked in. Red Baron's in there right now. I hear Red Baron.
I'm in here. I'm just listening. And yeah, I hear P fine. Hello, Red Baron. I hear you in there. JR saying hi. Hey, JR. I heard a couple other guys coming back. Yeah, I just popped in. I'm getting ready to hit the old fart sack. Been a long day. And I just wanted to pop in real quick and wish everybody a happy Classic Radio Roundup evening. Wow, thanks for popping in. Yeah, a couple of us are on the flat side. There, but I hear you fine. You're coming up here pretty doggone good. I'm working on my wire antennas, so is Spitfire. Yeah, 10-4 greetings to Spitfire. I'm not on the beam tonight. I'm on.
Oh no, it's wire antenna night.
Yes, that's just the way it goes. Got a little work to do on the beam. I got to get the gamma sorted out. My SWRs were off, and it's just a matter of getting around to it, JR. All right, gentlemen. Have a pleasant evening. I'm out of here. 10-7. Bye-bye.
Hey, wait a second. Before you go, Red Baron, can you hear the Spitfire on the wire? No, I guess not.
All right there, Red Baron. Spitfire was just hollering for you, but we'll catch up with you again. You take care, my friend.
Spitfire on the wire.
Oh no, it's Spitwire.
Ew.
Well, better a wire antenna than no antenna. Daggone it. I knew it was too good to be true to have that antenna at 100 feet.
Oh, by the way, good evening there, Wayne. I heard you in there. Hello.
Yep, no problem. Hello. And I just switched to my inverted VP. It doesn't make any difference at all.
Oh, it does to me. You were like around an S8 on your vertical, and now you're over S9. Makes a difference to me.
Oh, okay. The tuner's working then.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You gained over an S unit by switching to your wire. So it's wire night on Classic Radio Roundup.
That's funny.
I can't participate in that. I don't have a wire.
You gained about 3 S units over here, so you flipped over to a wire. That's what happened. You gained about 3.
And you dropped about 2 to me.
Wow, I'm impressed.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So if we all went to wire antennas, like we could still carry on as normal.
Nobody else would hear you. It's like having a secret channel.
Almost, isn't it? Well, we knew my vertical antenna system had an issue, and now it just went complete issue.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's in the coax that you can just, trace along the ground there and fix. And it's just a connector or something, but it might have you might have done one of those little RF burns there where it a little bit of moisture in there and it just leaves a carbon trace and bad things happen. So that's just a matter of changing a barrel or whatever.
Yeah, well, I'll check the connections first, and then lower the antenna down and check it out. I need to check out that other one. That other one might still work, just because the SO239 is bent at the bottom doesn't necessarily mean it doesn't work.
You got your analyzer.
That's right.
Yeah, are you talking about the bottom section of that other one that shattered?
It didn't shatter. It fell. It fell when my other rope broke, holding it up when it was up to, 75 or 80 feet, whatever that was. The rope broke and it fell. So it landed on its bottom with the coax connected, and it bent the SO239 at the bottom. It just bent it a little bit to the angle. So I didn't even want to bother trying it, but it may still work.
Yeah, it probably does. And if for some reason the problem turns out to be in your antenna, you've got spare parts there.
Yeah, but you watch. It's if there's a problem in the antenna, it's going to be both the bottom sections. So I got 2 good top sections and 2 bad bottom sections. Won't help anything.
Yeah, but I mean, if the coax connector is bent, you may be able to just fix that.
Well, we'll see if it's bent and it still works. I'm not going to mess with it. I'll use it like it is.
Yeah, pretty much.
Try, when you bend metal and then rebend it to try and straighten it, sometimes you make it worse.
Oh yeah, when something bends and you bend it back, a lot of times it snaps.
Right, so I'm not going to even try that. If I put the VNA on it and it says it's good, I'm going to leave it.
Yeah, as long as there's no intermittents in there that are going to come back to haunt you in a little while. But I don't know. It's how much power did you fire up to there when all the fireworks happened?
Oh, I had backed down. I was at my normal fire chicken power.
Yeah, but at some point you turned it up, didn't you?
Yeah, as much carrier as that box does. Like, that we discuss without going over.
All right. Well, yeah. No, sometimes it just takes a little kick. I mean, look what happened to Skyrider.
Yeah, well, I've ran 300 watts before. It's not like it's something that I've never done.
Yeah, that's true. And that antenna should be able to handle that. Those things are rated to handle a kilowatt, so 300 watts shouldn't have done anything to it, but who knows?
Yeah, well, I've already had an issue to start with, so whatever issue I had completed the issue. That's all. And I kind of think it might be one of the connectors. That's what I believe, because that's where the problem lied before, was the end connector at the end of the 7/8 hard line.
Yeah, that very well could be, and you could be, could have carbon traced, or or it could have arced and blew open. Who knows? But yeah, that should be readily apparent once you take it apart and look at it.
Put that analyzer on there, though. Won't that tell you basically what area the problem is?
Well, that's the first thing I'm going to do. Lower the antenna down, put the dummy load take the unconnected from the antenna, put the dummy load on, come back down here in the shack, put the VNA on it, and see what it says.
What you need is a time domain reflectometer.
Oh, that sounds something like a flux capacitor.
Sounds like something that's expensive.
What'd you say, Dave?
To isolate where shorts are.
Yeah, if you got a TDR, you can measure the distance to fault. Probably got a connector or something, like you said, that's full of carbon. Just SWR sweep it. If your SWR is good or medium across a wide frequency, that's what it is then, because it'll make your SWR look really nice.
Well, I was going to put the dummy load on the end, take the antenna off, put the dummy load at the end of the coax off on there, and then sweep it with the VNA from in here in the shack. And if I don't have a flat match, then I know there's an issue. And then my first guess is going to check that one end connector that on the hard line that I had an issue with in the past. All I had to do is take it all apart, clean it, and put it all back together again.
I have two words for you: 7/16 DIN connector.
That sounds like more than two words. 7/16 DIN connector. I count 4 words.
Some Skywave that's coming in there with you now. I'll just shut up.
Oh, no. Well, I hear you, and I don't hear any Skywave. But you don't hear me, and you hear Skywave. That's a bad thing. You need to go to your wire then. Join the wire club.
Yeah, something funny there. I shouldn't say that. I don't hear that nonsense in the skip anyway when the beam's pointed the other way. I know 64 made some comment about Mexico being in there, and I'm like, I don't hear none of that nonsense.
Yeah, Dave was wavering around with me. He was going from a 3 to a 7, up and down, anywhere in between. Just when he was saying that Skywave, that's the time that it happened.
I'm bouncing off a water tower.
Or maybe there's an airplane flying overhead.
Yeah, water towers and airplanes. Well, at least I don't have to deal with all the extraneous noise on the wire. It makes things a lot quieter.
Well, that's true. I mean, you're not hearing all that nonsense. It's a bit of an attenuator.
It only puts you down about a S unit and a half.
That's interesting too, because I'm the wrong polarity.
You're giving me like 7.5, and typically you're a 9 or maybe a little better, and sometimes you're touching the 8. So I'm going to give it an S unit or maybe a bit more than an S unit difference.
Yeah, so I mean, we still have local communications. It's just guys out in the distance might have a little more trouble.
Yeah, I'd do a whole lot better with this antenna on 160 meters, though.
Oh yeah, well that's what it's made for.
Yeah, I wonder why I can't get anywhere near a good match with that balanced line tuner on this. I wonder if the 600 ohm open wire feeder will help that issue.
I don't know. That's a trial and error kind of thing, I guess.
When I had the Chucky built roller inductor tuner, and that was the only difference. He's got rollers and I got these tapped, and I can't get all the way around, the coil to tap. I can only do like half of the coil, you know what I mean? One side of it, to top to bottom. So I can't get the whole thing. So maybe that's the difference. But I could match that thing up with that roller inductor tuner, match this antenna up, no problem.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. That area of the coil that you can't get to, that might be where it wants to be.
Hey, Pete.
Hey, JR, big signal.
I went and flipped over to the vertical, and you dropped down to 1.5. And when I flipped over to the wire, you're about 8.5. A big difference for me.
Yeah, that is a big difference. I guess at least on this band, my wire is mostly horizontal, but that I still have trouble wrapping my head around how an inverted V is mostly horizontal.
Well, I'll let Dave answer that one. I'm not an antenna specialist, by no means. Throw it up and transmit. That's me.
Inverted V is mostly horizontal, unless the angle of the V's are more than 45 degrees or something.
Well, you can make the same argument. It's mostly vertical. If you can make the argument it's mostly horizontal, because it is essentially 45 degrees. I mean, my feed point is almost the same as the feed point of my vertical antenna. So call it 100 feet at the feed point. And then it comes basically down either side, and it pretty far. It's 265 feet long, and the ends are about 6 feet off the ground, but they're spread pretty far apart, so you could call it a 45-degree inverted V.
All right, so it's like you're running one of those. Oh hell! Oh, what the hell is that damn antenna? No, I can't believe it. I'm having a senior moment. But anyway, you're half and half. You're not vertical and you're not horizontal. You're kind of halfway in the middle.
Y quad.
Thank you. No, V quad.
Close enough.
That triggered my memory. Thank you.
That's what I was thinking. You were thinking V quad.
Yeah, I mean you can if you put it in the V configuration, it's horizontal. But you lay it on its side, it's supposed to be vertical, but it really isn't vertical. It's kind of halfway in between.
I still have trouble wrapping my head around how something at a 45-degree angle is more horizontal than it is vertical. It should be half and half, but it doesn't seem to be.
I guess it depends on how the pattern is off the antenna. If it wants to behave more horizontally than vertically, then.
Why is your signal dropping?
It shouldn't be anything on my end. Everything looks steady over here. Maybe a bird landed on your antenna.
Yeah, you're keying up like just under a 6 and swinging to an 8, but you were higher than that before. It's changed.
Yeah, radio's getting warmer.
What radio?
Whatever you're receiving on.
You're receiving on the Yaesu. That's nothing changing with that.
Okay, that's solid state. That shouldn't change much.
Anyway, that daggone Washington here sounds like $1 million coming in through the Yaesu in my 6-inch speaker.
Yeah, I decided to run the Super Sidekick on it tonight rather than the Elmac 2000. Wanted to see how much better. I think this one works really well on this radio. There's no, I don't have the luxury of the slapback to give a little more depth, but it's probably more natural sounding.
I like it. I like it. It sounds like one of them, mid-70s jazz station DJs. That's what you sound like.
Like WRTI?
Or like WIBF, transmitting from the Benson East in Jenkintown.
ARP to be exact.
Well, if I sound like a broadcaster, I better watch out and not drop any F-bombs. I don't want a phone call from your dad.
Do you remember WIBF or no?
Yeah, I do. I never listened to it, though.
Yeah, my dad was a DJ on IBF.
Yeah. I think, I recall that from his resume.
I just wondering if you were aware of that station at the time or not. Not that you were a regular listener, probably, but at least that you were aware of it.
Yeah, I wasn't into jazz back then. That's something I acquired as a later adult thing.
And your signal is dropped from what I remember first looking at, and JR is still up there, 10 over.
Well, he's running horizontal, and I'm not, so there may be some cross-polarization nonsense going on.
Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm just seeing more of your swing when you're taking a breath. Maybe I was just referring to the peak that I was seeing, and because it was peaking, but you seem to have more swing.
Yeah, well, this thing does have asymmetrical modulation going on there. It does, or I shouldn't say that. It's more of a negative peak compression.
Oh, now you're talking 507's language.
Oh yeah, him and I could talk about this kind of stuff all night, probably.
All night, all nice.
WWSH, Stereo 106, all day, all night, all nice.
Yeah, you could have been a DJ on that station too. You got the voice for it.
Yeah, unfortunately, WWSH played elevator music. That would have put me to sleep.
I just remember the commercials. I never listened to it, but I remember the commercials.
Yeah, WWSH and WDVR, just beautiful radio. They play the elevator music, man. It's like the radio cure for insomnia.
I remember when I first made the transmission from AM broadcast, for pop or whatever, and I went over to FM. I just remember thinking the bottom end of the band is the rock and roll, and you go up to the top end of the band, it's all the old fogey music.
WWSH.
Yep, 106.1.
Yeah, just stay away from the top of the band. There's no music there you want to hear.
Well, that's not necessarily true. I mean, WIOQ at 102.1 was, they played rock and roll.
That didn't come along till later.
Well, that's true. Well, when you want to talk really early, I mean, they were simulcasting AM and FM. You had WFIL-FM, and they were just simulcasting their AM on FM. And then the FCC said, you can't do that anymore. And then they had to divest themselves.
Remember when those guys started to play around with AM stereo?
Oh yeah, I imagine there's still a few of them around. But do you remember when WYSP went quad in like 1973?
Quadraphonic, yes I do. That's a shame that didn't hang out. That is really. My brother had a setup in his younger days there. He had a setup when they were doing that. It sounded pretty wild. He actually had a receiver or something, I don't know. I wasn't into all the equipment he had, but he had a lot of it, and it was really wild.
Yeah, I mean, quad didn't take off, but I know I used to see all the receivers in the Lafayette catalog, like quadraphonic. I'm thinking, that would be fun to play with, but I never got a chance to really listen to it that way. Probably the closest to that would have been a discrete 4-channel record or a tape or something. I think I listened to a quad tape demo once, and that was pretty cool. It was like, you had this concert feel to it. It's almost like the surround sound, your Dolby 5.1 surround. You had back speakers and front speakers, and, it's just the sound kept moving here and there, and it's like, ooh, that's cool.
Crossover, yeah. Yeah, I remember that pretty good. It was pretty cool, but I never played with it. And it didn't hang out that long. I don't even know how many years, if it was a year. Well, it had to be at least a year, I guess. That was hanging out, but it didn't last, which is unfortunate.
Smoke a doobie, listen to Pink Floyd and Jimi Hendrix. Quadraphonic. Oh, yeah, that would have been great.
Oh, yeah. Fox and Leonard on YSP in the morning.
Yeah, I remember Wi-Fi 92, WMMR, and YSP. Those were the stations. You stayed right there. You go up the band, you're going to listen to old man music.
Well, yeah. And then there was WSTW squished in between YSP and MMR, which I could never hear because Wi-Fi was right up the road from me, and they used to bleed through everything.
Oh, yeah, I remember STW, but that was like in Wilmington or something. And then I could hear that. Like sometimes it came in better than others, but yeah, I could hear that.
That's how I used to be able to tell if the receiver was good or not. If I could hear STW through Wi-Fi's bleed over, then I'm like, selective, I like this. I mean, I had one, I had this little 8-track converter receiver. You plug this little thing in the slot in the 8-track, and it was an FM radio. And I had that in my car when I first talk about shoestring budgets, and that thing, I could not even hear MMR. Wi-Fi would just wipe it out. And the next station I could get was YSP, and forget about poor old STW. Those were the good old days, man.
My first car, the 70 Maverick, AM radio. First thing I did when I got the car is I went to Radio Shack and bought an FM converter. So I had the single speaker up there in the dash with my FM converter.
Yeah, that's what my wife's car had in it when we first met. It was a 68 Dodge Dart with an AM radio and an FM converter.
I actually have an MFJ shortwave converter. The last car I had it in was my Malibu. And you plug it in and it turns your AM radio into four shortwave bands. What was it? 19? Heck, I don't remember. I still have the thing. It's out in the garage. 19, 20, 25. Yeah, 1925, 41 and 49. I think that's right. 31 and 49.
Yeah, they're right near the hand bands, but not quite.
No, but you could get those 4 shortwave bands, and actually, you could dial further. Like the whole because it was like they tell you to dial between, I don't know, I think it was like 800 and 1200, but obviously you can dial past that on either side, and there's stuff outside that little bit. But yeah, those 4 shortwave bands and past the edges.
Yeah, that was a popular thing in European cars, having shortwave in the radio. But it'd be kind of neat having a shortwave, converter rather than just AM and FM. Of course, if you were into that, if you were a shortwave listener, you certainly would want something like that. But the common person, they just want music.
Yeah, no, the common person. But I had it in my car because I was working the third shift, and I would listen to things like, BBC or Havana, Cuba on my way to work at midnight.
Yeah, or Art Bell, Coast to Coast.
Back in the 70s, when I lived near the junkyard and took every car radio out of the junkyard cars that showed up that I could get my hands on, one I had was a freaking Blaupunkt AM shortwave receiver. Came out of a Volkswagen Beetle. It must have been a European model. God, I wish I still had that.
Yeah, some of those old car radios are really cool. I had one from a Corvette once. It was kind of a setup. The tuning dial was vertical, and it had a little motor in it that would scan. It would actually mechanically scan the band, and it would, if you found a station, it would stop on it. It was technology that was kind of like steampunk technology. What we do electronically, they were doing mechanical motors.
You know, you don't often see in the U.S. market shortwave radios, you know, in a car from the factory. But in Europe, that was a common deal.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, yeah, Europeans like shortwave. You know, they got a lot of their stations that way. You know, there was a lot of broadcasts. I mean, you know as well as anybody. You listen to the shortwave enough, you hear all the stuff that's on there.
Break.
It's a breaker.
No, there's a beep out there.
I hear Skyrider, but I don't know if he hears me.
I do hear you. Yes, I hear you guys. Good evening. Yeah. Kurzwelle, Langwelle, Mittelwelle, und UKW. That's the bands in Europe, what you had in your car. Shortwave, longwave, midwave, and of course the ultra shortwave, what's FM.
What's with that weird beep you got there?
I have to look if I have my beep on or not. I shouldn't, but you never know. It's in the car here. I think I have my beep on. Hang on, I turn it. Is that better now?
Yeah, now you're more in line with classic radio roundup.
As far as beeps go, that one's not too annoying.
I have the Quad 5 in the car now, and when I just got my replacement antenna, so I have to get it back up on the roof, and then I'm gonna be back in the shed.
What antenna did you end up getting?
I got a Miko, what's that, 5000, V5000.
Ooh, you'll like that.
That's what I hear, so, yeah. And hopefully I get it up in the next couple of weeks. I have to put it together, then I have to rent one of these lifts, you know, while even with ladders I can get to the point where my antenna is mounted.
Oh wow, that's pretty elaborate. They need a high reach. I guess ladders just don't cut it anymore.
Heck no. I have to get a small high reach. My roof is too steep to walk it or to get up with ladders, and it's just much safer. And I have about good 15 feet of mast on top of the roof. So the easiest thing is go up there, disconnect the antenna, take one piece of the mast down and take the antenna down, mount the other antenna on the mast and get it back up with the high reach.
Yeah. If you got one of those roofs that are, steep like that, yeah, you don't want to do that. That's annoying.
It's a Cape Cod. That's what the boss wanted when we built 20-some years ago. So that's what I'm stuck with.
Yeah, my neighbor's house is like that. It's got a very steep roof, and it's like, oh man. And I watch those guys put solar panels on it. I'm thinking, oh my God, you must have cleats or something in your work boots. I'll be damned if I'd be walking on that roof, but I'm glad mine's not like that.
Yeah, it's the worst thing you can do, put solar panels on a roof. If you ever have to do something to your roof or to your solar panels, I have solar panels on my pole barn, what is very flat, and it's easy to get to a single ladder, and I'm up there if I have to do something. But if you ever, somebody decides solar panel, one thing what I can recommend, I don't recommend solar panels at all, but if you ever do it, put them in your backyard so where you can go and take care of it and maintain them. Anything else makes no sense.
Yeah, well, that's a subject for another discussion, I guess. But well, hopefully the antenna works out. But anyway, Pete had a similar problem to you tonight. He lost his antenna. Either his feed line or his antenna has got an intermittent in it, and he's kind of now he's running a horizontal wire antenna for temporary until he can fix this one. Of course, for the next several days it's going to be raining, so not exactly good time to be doing any kind of antenna work.
That's
correct. Yeah, yeah. I tried that too, but it didn't do me any good running just a short wire antenna. You know, I built a dipole. It worked, but it's just the receive was crappy. I just said, for now, I have this radio here that is 10 meter. It does the 11 meter band and does the 12 meter band. And so I have a small tuner here in the car, one of these MFJ, no meter, nothing on it, but I have these bands. I have my basic settings, so I tune them up and I can use them also on the AM bands.
Now you're doing pretty well for being in the car. Your signal's not much lower. I don't even follow this meter. It doesn't seem like you're lower at all, but you're doing all right for now.
I do hear him. I don't know if he hears me.
Oh yeah, I hear you too. Does he hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Hello, Skyrider. Spitfire on my wire antenna, because better a wire antenna than no antenna, right?
You better check your frequency. You sound like sideband.
With the shed, but so I had it laying on the roof, and it was just not worth it. So I'm just gonna get my other antenna up. I'm also right now collecting all my pieces for my long wire antenna for the G5 I'm going to put up when I'm coming back from Virginia. My daughter is getting married in the next couple of weeks. When I come back, I put that up. I have my mast already laid in the smalls, you know, and the coax, the ground rods, and all that stuff.
Hi, Ryder. You sound fine to me. Renegade waving a hand.
How you doing, Renegade? Yeah, I'm in the truck. I use the Anytone. It puts out, I think, probably about 30 watts modulated, and I have the Wilson 1000 on top of the roof.
Yeah, you sound just absolutely fine to me.
Sound fine to me, too. On my 160 meter wired doublet antenna fed at 100 feet off the ground.
And I'll say hello to you too, Skyrider, just to let you know I'm in here and glad to hear you in there. Been a while.
Yeah, I was pretty much out of commission for the last 2 weeks, you know, so for now, like I said, I have the Anytone in the car, and I have it tuned up. I have a small tuner here that works, and it gets me out, so thank God I don't have to watch news all night.
Yeah, that's why I'm on my wire antenna, because at least it gets me out.
Yeah, that's what she said.
You get stuck watching the news, you'll go batty all day.
I should be back on frequency, Dave. I bumped the VFO because I was moving around.
You're not supposed to do that.
It's a big, giant aluminum knob. It's hard to miss it when you get near it.
Yeah, it's got that physical attraction.
Actually, it's not aluminum. I don't know what it is. It's heavy, so it can't be aluminum, but it's big. Maybe it's aluminum.
Hey, your wire is working pretty good there, too.
Yeah, I'm on my 160 meter doublet wire antenna because my 11 meter vertical antenna system took a crap tonight. So I'm on something that I know that would work, that wouldn't be too much in the grass. Of course, I'm not where I was, but it's certainly usable.
Yeah, it works. Yeah, I have to see when I get the other antenna down, if the antenna took the crap, or if my, spark arrestor, or whatever you call these things, the lightning arrestor, if that thing took a crap. Yeah, the SWR on that line up to the roof is horrendous.
Yeah, I just stuck my VNA on that line, and that's why I bumped my VFO just to see, and it's 3-1 across the board. It's something went south.
Yeah, mine was when I hooked it up directly to the feed line to the roof was 5.1 to 1. So there's no tuning there. And well, I tuned it, but as you guys know, I was in the mud.
Well, these things happen sometimes, so it's just a matter of taking care of it. I built it once, I can build it again, but it's not like I have no antenna at all, so it's not a complete disaster, just a small inconvenience.
Yeah, Roger that. Roger that. That's the same thing here. I'm just back to my old spot up on the hill, looking up in the sky, see the stars and see whatever lights from Pottstown and the airport.
Hey, I'm happy that you can hear me on my wire to your mobile at that distance. That's good enough for me. At least I could talk to all my local neighbors.
I'm happy with that too. I can hear them real good.
You still on your wire?
I'm still on the wire.
Wire antennas are good to have. They really are.
They make a nice backup, that's for sure.
They make a nice place for the birds to land.
My birds have turned into electric skeletons when I tee up.
In my case, the birds don't land on the wire. They land on my twin lead feed line because it runs horizontal for a while, and they like that.
Yeah. I'm sure that makes the SWR move a bit.
Well, maybe not. I don't think it'll matter on the 600 ohm open wire feeder, but maybe on the 450 it might mess things up. They might get a tingle in their feet too.
Yeah. Where did 507 go?
He said he was going to tune up his wire for here, and then never returned.
Now, he returned after that, but then he said that he's hearing, skip or something, and he couldn't hear you through it. And then that's when he kind of took a standby, but I don't know if he's still in there or whether he got disgusted and turned it off. It gets frustrating when you can't hear people very well.
Yeah, I'm still listening in here.
Oh, there he is.
Well, the fact that he can hear me on my wire, that's pretty good too.
Yeah, I'm trying out different radios here. Listening to all you guys. It's kind of fun.
Oh, there you go. I think you need to check your VFO too. It sounds a little off frequency.
Yeah, it's time to zero beat. I got to go over to the transmitter.
Well, I need you to talk, Dave, so I can check my zero beat one more time.
Well, I don't know if 7.115 on your AM radio dial. All night, all day. Oh no, that didn't sound right.
Yeah, all right. I'm zeroed up on you. I'm good.
Yeah, you're dead nuts on from what I can tell. But you were first talking to Skyrider there. You sound like sideband, and I'm not even on the Utopia.
Well, I had just sat down from getting up, and I grabbed the VNA and checked the line. So I must have bumped the VFO because it's like in close proximity to where I was. It's the only thing I can conclude is I bumped into the VFO because it wasn't off that much, but obviously enough for you to notice.
Well, I'm sure the video gate will prove that out.
Well, the video gate's on the receiver, not the transmitter.
Well, that's more better anyway.
Yeah, nobody wants to watch the transmitter key up. They just want to see the S meter.
That's right. Anyway, where the heck is all the rest of the gang? Where's Joker? Where's Rooster? Where's Train? Yeah, we seem to be a little light in the feathers here tonight.
I don't know. It was real busy at the point that I blew my antenna up.
It was all downhill from there.
Yeah, I just figure I can't hear anybody anymore. Where I could hear everybody before, now I just can't hear anybody.
I'm still in here.
Wayne, you and I will always be able to talk. We could probably talk to each other on dummy loads.
Probably.
Oh, I don't think it'll be as easy as it was when you were in Norristown and Bridgeport.
Oh no, we had line of sight there. We could probably hit, do Morse code on flashlights at each other.
I could look out my back window and see if Pete was on his roof.
Yeah. That's pretty funny.
There he is doing antenna work again. Nothing better, though, when Wayne and I were doing antenna work on my roof and it was snowing.
That was awesome.
That's dedication.
That was a good buzz going on.
And it's a metal roof.
Yeah, a 30-foot drop.
I think it was more than 30 foot. There's 3 stories, on the front. So to the peak, and then, so 4 stories really. And then 4 to 5 stories if you fell off the back. So yeah, it would have left a mark for sure.
That would have been a permanent mark.
Yeah, on the front you would have landed on concrete. In the back, you'd have bounced off the back patio roof before you hit the concrete there. So either way, it would have been an obituary, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but we faced the challenge, huh?
And successfully completed the mission. And 30, 40 years later, we can talk about it. We can talk about it because we're not dead.
Breaker, breaker.
I'm not even close yet.
There's the Joker.
Good evening, everyone.
I was wondering when you'd show up.
Might as well go on the flat side, Joker. And forth. Why is that? Now, Pete's on the flat side. I'm on the flat side. Oh yeah, Wayne's on the flat side. So, I'm just letting you know.
Well, really, mine's an inverted V, but yeah, I guess you could say it's on the flat side.
How about it? Did I come up or go down? I'm pointing out east. Yeah, you came up. Now I hear you. With the greatest of ease now.
He went down to me.
Yeah, of course you went down to me because I'm vertical.
I still hear him, but he dropped a couple S units on me.
Burger, burger. But now I go this way and I'm vertical again. And hello there, Rooster.
There's Rooster. See, you call out their name and they show up. Now all we need is train.
Oh,
Hello, Rooster. Countywide.
radio. Good evening there, Mr. Rooster. Hello there, JR. Hello, Rooster.
Hi, Rooster. Renegade waving a hand.
How you doing, neighbor?
Starrider.
Skyrider moved to Jersey?
Not yet.
No, that would be a last resort.
Yeah, who wants to pay higher taxes and yeah, no thanks. Nobody wants to voluntarily pay higher taxes.
Jersey and California can kind of flip in the ocean if they want.
Yeah, nobody would miss either one of them.
So my one band, well, both bands, we have a song called Surfing in PA. We always made a joke that once Jersey falls into the ocean, we'll have oceanfront property.
Yeah, the Delaware River will become the shore.
Oh, Joker's Beach House.
Yeah, that's true. If Jersey falls into the ocean, I am oceanfront. Nah, the old lady sent me a text today, and so she wanted to go to see some open mic playing up the street, so we went to watch some people do some playing.
Cool.
Picking and a grinning.
Yeah, which usually ends with everybody asking if I'm playing, and for the last umpteen years I have to say no.
Well, are they asking if you're playing because they're adverse to you playing, or they're looking forward to it? See, you got to look at which side of the coin they're coming from.
Actually, they're looking forward to me playing because they always want me to bring the big bass. I never do.
Well, I was kind of trying to make it funny, and it didn't really work out so well.
Oh, I get a lot of requests. A lot of requests to stop.
But don't bump.
There you go. I tried to help you out.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, that's like if you really want to make somebody feel good if they're playing, like you're at a bar or some, especially a single acoustic player. You go up to them and go, "Do you take requests?" And if they say yes, then you say, "Please stop."
Please stop. I can't take no more.
Hey, Captain, then give her all she's got.
Can you play solo? Solo, we can't hear you.
Yeah, speaking of which, I want to try something here, if I can get away with it. No, can't get away with it. Oops.
What are you trying to get away with?
I forgot that way I got coaxes routed. I thought I could put the 8-pill on behind the B&W, but I can't, which is actually a good thing.
Nah, you ended up smoking something.
No, not if I turn the exciter down. I've done it successfully in the past.
Oh, I think that'd be interesting, actually.
But can that MFJ tuner handle the 8-pill?
Yeah, it's a 1.5 kilowatt tuner.
Oh, okay, you got the bigger one.
Isn't that what the DeLorean needed to go back in time?
That was gigawatts.
Ah, right. That's where I failed my test. I got those two wrong.
Yeah, it's a couple different decimal places.
1.5, it didn't.
Yeah, you got to watch those decimal points.
True that.
I misplaced decimal points tonight, and 507 when I was running the Elmac, he asked me what my plate and grid current were, and I forgot the decimal point. And he's like, "There's no way you're running that." 2 amps on grid and 160 amps on plate current. He's like, "No way."
Oh, no.
I'm like, "Oh yeah, I forgot the decimal point." The decimal point is important.
Yeah, it certainly is.
Is it more important than the Dewey Decimal System, or what are we talking?
Well, that depends if you're trying to look up reference material or you're just browsing for nonfiction.
Do kids even know what a Dewey Decimal System is anymore?
I really don't know, but I venture to guess that they don't.
The good old card index?
Oh, they don't have card indexes anymore. They just go to the computer and look it up, and then it'll tell you where the book is. I'm sure they have computer indexing now. They didn't have those card files like we dealt with.
And then remember the microfiche?
I absolutely remember microfiche. Used them in the Uncle Sam's Canoe Club for looking up parts and cross-referencing manufacturer's part number to get a naval stock number so I could order what I needed.
10-4. Yeah, the first body shop I worked at for making, paint codes, everything was the microfiche.
Yeah, whenever I went to the motorcycle shop to get parts for my bikes, they looked it up on microfiche.
The good old days. I remember a few years ago, I worked at Pepper's when I was a kid, when I was 16, until I was 18. And it was funny because I would go to parts stores afterwards, especially when they changed it where it completely went computer. They didn't have the reference books anymore because everything I own is like the Johnny Cash one piece at a time. And they're asking me about these parts. I'm like, can I just have the book? And they're like, we don't have the reference books anymore. And I'm like, how do you get rid of the reference books?
Because we got computers. And sometimes a book is easier, especially if you got a Johnny Cash mobile.
Oh, yeah, I love it when I go in to buy parts, and they're like, well, what is it? I'm like, no, it's not going to work that way. Well, yeah, we can look it up that way. I'm like, no, you can't.
I actually have Triumph parts books and BSA parts books. They made each made similar models under their name, but shared a lot of parts. And there's a lot of parts that I know which parts, like, you know, were interchangeable. And if I can't find the BSA part online by part number, I'll look up the exact part with the Triumph part number, and I can usually find it.
Yeah, 10-4. You're, actually, before I get to that, but, you know, because we were talking the other week or the other night about the measuring belts, right? Where you used to go in, we had that awesome little tool where you would take a piece of string or whatnot, and you put it in, and you stretch it out, and like, okay, you need this size belt. Is your bike right-hand drive?
Well, it's a motorcycle, so you sit and straddle it. But no, yeah, I know what you're getting at. Yeah, it's right-hand shift, yes.
Okay. Yeah, because, you know, the Triumphs were European.
Well, most European bikes, not all, but most, and Sportsters, up until 1974, were right-hand shift. And then the U.S. government said, too many people are messing that up. So we need to standardize and make these all left-hand shift.
Yeah, well, quite a few years ago, a buddy of mine who, he always said he could do everything, got on my other buddy's motorcycle, and he's like, you know this is backwards, and he took off and went down the driveway and realized that he didn't understand what he was doing and laid it over.
Yeah, you know, I've been doing it for so long, I can seamlessly go from my right-hand shift BSA to my left-hand shift Harley, and I don't even think about it. I've been doing it so stinking long, I don't have an issue.
Yeah, I was going to say that your bike, so you got that muscle memory built in.
Yeah, I've been riding right-hand shift motorcycles longer than left-hand shifters.
I always wanted a nice Triumph. I don't know. Maybe one day.
Well, 74 and earlier are right-hand shift. Same thing with Sportsters. You can always tell a Sportster is 74 or earlier if it's a right-hand shift.
I could do both. Left or right, doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know. You took a ride on my one BSA that time to go see the Sporg space station.
Yeah, and there wasn't even the foot pegs.
There was foot pegs? What are you talking about?
Oh, no.
I didn't make you ride all the way to New Jersey with no foot pegs. I know there were foot pegs on it. That bike was clean.
Yeah, you're right.
But it was right-hand shift.
Yeah, and it didn't matter to me at all. Left hand, right hand, I could shift either way.
Yeah, once you've done it for a while. It's not a big deal.
I always had Hondas, and they were left shift. But getting on your bike, I didn't have any problem going to right. It really didn't matter.
And you know, the only issue is when you're actually stopping, and it's not even really that much of an issue, because if you screw up and you think the shifter is the brake and you push down, well, okay, you drop the gear and now your engine braking. But like, if the reverse is true and you go to upshift on the brake, nothing happens.
Well, you noticed I went all the way to New Jersey and didn't have any problems, did I?
No, not at all. And I don't really understand how people make such an issue of it, because of what I just said. You make a mistake and you want to brake, all you're doing is downshifting. You make a mistake the other way and you want to upshift, all you're doing is pulling up on the brake pedal, which does nothing.
That's like, I don't know, I just like, it stays in my consciousness, whether I'm using my left foot or right foot. But it doesn't matter. They both come from the same process.
I don't know if it's me or what, but I feel better when I'm shifting with a right hand shift, because there's something about the left hand clutch and the pull up on the right shifter. It's like it's like almost a natural body motion. But clutching on the left and then pulling up on the shifter on the left, it doesn't feel as natural for some reason. And when you brake with your right hand and your left foot. It's not a problem.
Breaker. Speaking of break.
Was there a breaker?
What was that?
Not quite sure.
The meatball bandit.
That's a spicy meatball. You call me.
Good evening there, meatball. Meatball the bandit. How you doing?
Evening, guys. How you guys doing? I'm just checking in here with the console 2. I guess it's not doing too well.
Oh, it is now. You sound fine now. When you first came in, I didn't know what it was.
10-4. You guys turned the dial down and pulled my mouth away from the microphone a little bit.
Well, now you sound like the meatball the bandit we all know. I'll let the guy say hey to you there.
Well, I'll say hey. I don't know if you can hear me, though.
Hey, Meatball, Skyrider here on the other end.
Skyrider, Pete, what's going on, guys? How you guys doing?
Ah, he does hear me. Well, hello, Meatball. Good to hear you on the Classic Radio Roundup.
Good evening, Meatball. Yeah. What's going on, Joker? Yeah, I can hear you guys pretty well. I'm just I guess maybe I should have let the console 2 warm up a little bit more. I don't know. I'm still chasing down bugs in my network, if you want to call it that.
That's all right. We have all our bugs worked out, and at some point or another in time, bugs work their way right back in.
The gremlins get you every time. Well, anyway, I'm going to sit back off the side.
Yeah, that's why I'm in here tonight on my wire antenna, because the gremlins got me tonight.
I haven't had it for a while, but I'm getting it tonight.
Oh, man.
Boy, it's real nice and quiet on this wire. I have no noise at all.
Yeah, I second that.
Actually, the channel itself is pretty quiet. I'm not hearing much of anything either. Well, I do have a little bit of noise, but that's normal.
I have the same noise for whether I go to the horizontal or vertical. I'm on the horizontal right now. On the horizontal, I don't have that weird noise coming in now. I don't have no noise at all.
I guess whatever was left of that residual skip is gone.
usual.
I'm sitting out of it. I'm not on a classic tonight because I didn't get in till late, but I'm at about a 4 to a 5 noise level.
On my vertical, the only time I have noise is when there's skipland noise. Otherwise, it's quiet on that too, but it does seem extra quiet on the wire here.
Hey, Rooster, you still hear me on the flat side, right?
Sure do.
And sure.
Is your flat side antenna directional, Joker?
Yeah, right now I'm pointing east. Maybe I'll go pointing south.
I would think that I'm southeast of you, not south, but probably southeast. But yeah, you're other, where you're pointed at now. It's a big drop from your vertical to your horizontal, which is counterintuitive.
How about that?
Oh, there you go. Now that's what I would like to. Yeah, now you're S9.
It's funny, as you were talking, because you weren't that loud in my receive either, as the rotor's turning, you're getting louder and louder and louder.
Yeah, you must have had me like sort of in a null or something, but yeah, now you're killing it.
Yeah, now he's lost that.
Yeah, so now my noise floor is about a 2. So I went from a 5 noise floor pointing east to a 2 pointing south.
Yeah, and now the people on the other direction can't hear you.
Yeah, he's a mud ducky.
His audio is not all that strong, and he's just getting sucked out of the noise.
There you go. Up my mic gain a little bit. Any better for you?
You might as well split the difference somewhere so they can all hear you. I could still hear you before, and you were hearing me, but man, what a difference.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You're always nice and clear in my receive, but I wish I was gating right now. But yeah, I mean, it's like you're, it's so natural, like you're sitting in the room with me.
Yeah, well, I'm gating, so you can see what you did over here, what you were doing, and what that did. It went from basically a little over S1, S2, something like that, to a 9 or better.
You know what? Maybe I'll throw my quick gate on my the one channel, and maybe I'll go back to east, and then I'll switch it over. Yeah, I hear you fine. You don't have to do too much, really.
What did you change, JR?
Oh, I turned the big guy off. I just let it idle now.
Oh, all right. Just make sure that something else isn't deteriorating over here.
I hope it's not here or there.
Yeah, no, I think you sound a little bit better with the big guy off.
You're just close.
No, I would agree.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm running my big guy, my 88-pound plate modulated transmitter.
Heavyweight.
Yeah, but it's a lightweight next to the DX100.
Well, in physical weight, not in output power.
I'm pointing east right now. So if you can talk for like 5 or 6 seconds, as soon as you start keying up, I'll put it back to the east. It's funny to watch the meter change.
Yeah, well, you pointed to the east. You're an S2. S2 here on my guest meter, countywide radio station. And when you're pointed at me, it's a guest 9. So it's a huge difference. So I'm sure you're seeing that same kind of change as you spin your antennae. Countywide
Radio. That was pretty awesome. That was a good representation.
Oh, yeah, I caught it on this end. Bam, S9 from an S2. Fun with antennas.
That's what it's all about. Antennae.
Best leave you don't have one.
There's a few of you guys down with antennas now. You're not the only one.
Yeah, I heard that tonight.
Sandbagger, you gotta get a horizontal and vertical beam.
He's lucky he has any antenna at all. Don't push his. He's not pushing his luck.
Oh well, yeah. No, I get that.
Well, I guess the train's got to be a no-show tonight.
Hey Bagger, do I sound any better in your receive? I kind of split the difference. You just came up pretty good in my receive.
Oh, I thought maybe you went back to the vertical because you got a lot better.
Oh shoot! Hold on. How about that? Bagger?
You came up to an S8 out here.
Yeah, that was my fault. I kind of switched it as I was talking.
What? Did you go back to the vertical?
Yeah, I went back to the vertical to hear something, and I hit my rotor. I'm like, oh wow, he sounds so much better now. That was my fault because I went to the vertical.
Yeah, well, see, that's more better.
Oh yeah, for you, it's more better.
Yeah.
Well, you know what they say, more better is more gooder.
Meatball, is that better?
There's better, and there's more better.
All right, how about that, Sandbagger? Now I'm on the flat side.
It sounds like you're in Jersey now.
Do I have big hair and drive an IROC Z?
Well, only if you're in North Jersey.
Gotta love Seaside Heights.
Yeah, you're safe if you're in South Jersey.
Yeah, Joker, you were blowing my radio up about 30 seconds ago. Now you're starting to fade out.
Is this better to you, Meatball?
What'd you say?
And got some hot.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still hearing you really good. There's just it could be my radio too. Just sometimes it's a little fuzzy and crackly, and other times it's not. I guess whenever you had your amp turned off, you sound a lot cleaner on my end.
Oh, okay. It's dirty right now? Really? Kind of weird.
I don't know. I don't hear any difference myself, JR, and I'm listening on the Yaesu. I see signal difference, but otherwise, there's no difference to me.
Okay. All right. I'm just making sure. I appreciate that, Soa.
Do you think you can hear us?
Oh, I hear you. I hear you. Do you think he could hear you?
I hear you.
I hear you. So if anybody's going to check out my gate on the Facebook, you can hear that little noise that I always say I hear, that background noise. I like it down here. There's no noise. I got zilchy.
I'm going to try something here, JR. I'm going to point my beam at you. Let's see if my wire or my beam is better.
All right, well, I think right now, if your beam's pointing at me, I think you're, either one, but right now you're 8 1/4. So there you go.
No, I was still on the wire. I got to find the beam heading for you. You got to talk to me a little.
All right, well, flip it around to where I sound the loudest. And that, I don't know, I guess, go north, northwest, I guess, to you, maybe, I don't know, I'm not that, Dave will know, but anyway. All right, yeah. Well, he said go west. He was due east. But I never really thought about it.
West northwest anyway.
Yeah, I got it west northwest, and it's the wire is better.
Yes, the wire is better.
I concur. You're about one and a half S unit on the beam.
Yeah, the wire is not, or the beam is not better than the wire.
That's a little better for me there, Joker.
Yeah, Joker, I think you found us. Now you're up there. You're over 9.
Yeah, so my wire is better than my beam. Well, that's good to know.
Well, that beam is just so low, man.
The low rider. The Joker, yeah, you improved.
It may be low, but it gets me to Europe, Oklahoma, Texas, Idaho, Washington, you know.
Yeah, but what's the common element there? Skywave.
Yeah, my flat side's about 25 foot off the ground.
But then it's also my best antenna on 10 meter AM to 507.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Well, it depends on what he's running and, you know.
Well, that horizontal beam he's got in the tree.
That thing's amazing. That 5 element, that's an amazing thing.
He uses that beam and I use my beam and it's great. If I go to my vertical, it's not so great. Go to the wire, not so great. Beam to beam, fantastic.
All I know is one night, Train, myself, and 200, we were all on our flat sides, and we somehow pointed them all in the right direction where there was no noise, and everybody sounded like you were sitting next to each other. It was a pretty good time.
Well, that's nice when you have that kind of signal.
It's nice when a good time is had by all.
Yeah, that's right. Good times were had by one and all at the company picnic.
I've been holding off as long as I could. Can't anymore. 10-100. Countywide.
Uh-oh.
Man's gotta do what a man's gotta do.
Yeah, just make sure you leave a quarter on the seat.
You gotta do it before you fell. You should have done it. Never mind. A little bit of a tongue twister, eh? Yeah, I was trying to say, do it before you thought you should have done it. Some people's cases, they forget about it. And then everything's all right.
Don't be a wisher, woulder, shoulder, coulder.
You say a wisher, woulda, shoulda, coulda?
Yeah.
I thought about that once.
For about 30 seconds.
Surprised Mr. Fix-It didn't pop in tonight.
Yeah, another country.
Well, now, he had that microphone. That's 104 sideband head, I guess it was. He really sounded good the last time he was on there, but then we caught him, I think it was last night. It didn't sound so good. I don't know what he did different, but he's having a little issue with it.
Yeah. Well, he said he had another microphone coming in the mail or something. So, you know, I don't know if he got the chance to wire that up or not. But he was running a Frankenstein microphone, bypassing the preamp and everything, you know. So, surprising it worked at all.
He likes to play around. I'll give him that. He likes tinkering, I guess is what you call it there. But that thing, when it was working, it was good.
Well, hopefully the radio will stay working. Yes, that's the other thing. He seems to have bad luck with radios. He had a really nice, I guess it was a Midland 13893 or 895, and it just burned. It just one day just started smoking, and that was the end of that.
Well, that's, that thing might have been sitting for quite a long time before we got it, and you know how the capacitor and all that, have a habit of going poofy. So, I guess when you're dealing with that, it's just kind of the nature of the beast.
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, anytime you get an old radio, there's going to be age-related issues, capacitors and all, but,
Greeny got his Cobra 2000 up and running.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he picked one up there, and anyway, he got it up and running on the air. Sounds pretty decent, actually.
Oh, that's good.
Paid $20 for it.
That's my kind of price.
Well, he's loving it, I'm sure.
Yeah, where did he get it that he paid $20? Obviously not off of eBay.
No, I think it was somebody up his way. I don't know for sure. But I thought he said it was somebody up his way. He just ran in. I don't know. You'll have to ask him. For some reason, I know there was a guy he used to go to and bought a little of this and a little of that off of. And I'm not sure if it's the same guy or not, and it's probably not. But for some reason, I got that impression.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad he got it working. Not bad at all. That's a good radio for $20, man. That's probably the last real classic radio out there anymore. Anything newer than that.
Yeah, he said he got the speaker with it. The speaker box came with it, and so yeah. Anyway, he's up and running. He had his 104 on it, I think. He had his D104 hooked up to it. It did. It sounded pretty doggone good. Not bad at all. So anyway, I think somebody kind of keyed with me there, and I just kind of, I figured I'd finish it out. But go ahead there, Breaker. Maybe not. I keyed up, but I thought I was done by then, but that might have been me. I asked, what was the last classic radio made there, Dave?
Cobra 2000. My opinion anyway. Anything newer than that, they all became kind of generic. They stopped making really good radios, and the CB boom was over, and they stopped making base stations, and you don't see that kind of stuff anymore.
Nope. Classic designs.
I mean, they came out with the export radios and all, but not the good old, Part 95, compatible CB radios. It kind of died after the 70s and just barely into the 80s, and that's it. That's when that's when the bottom fell out.
Well, I had the President Washington 40 channel, and then my President P400. Those were made into the 80s, weren't they? Or were those earlier?
Well, the very earliest one, like this one I'm on now, this President Washington was made in 77 or 78. And the Washington and the Madison and all, they've changed. They went from the 858 chassis to the 8719 chassis, and then they stopped the President name and just started calling it Uniden.
Okay, yours. Do you have the 4-pin or the 5-pin on that one? like I said, my President P400 has the 5-pin, and my President Washington has the 4-pin.
Yeah, I have the 4-pin with the two push buttons. The later ones have 3 push buttons and 5-pin mic plugs.
Okay, so yeah, my P400, that's towards the end during the changeover. We had talked about this before because it says President, Uniden, and Regency everywhere on this check. It's got 3 names on it.
Regency?
Yeah, there's Regency on this radio also.
Well, that's a little strange. I understand President and Uniden because they were kind of one and the same, but Regency?
Yeah, I thought I took a picture of it the one night and sent. Maybe wasn't sending it to you, but yeah, well, it's the lowest on the pile, so I can't get behind it and take a picture. But I'm pretty sure it says President, Uniden, and Regency on it.
Huh, weird.
That must be the missing link, Dave. That might be worth a big bundle of something. Well, Dave in Gilbersville, he fixed the AM side, but couldn't fix the sideband on it because he couldn't find a schematic or anything for it. He's like, I have no idea what radio this is.
Yeah, that would make things difficult.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't get behind it, but I think that little tag that's pop riveted on the back has Regency on it.
Was that radio made in Canada, or I should say, designed for the Canadian market or something?
I don't know. It was the one I used when I was a kid, and I fired it up and it didn't work, so I took it to him, and yeah, he had all kinds of questions and issues with it. So it's on the bottom. One of these classic radio roundups, I'm going to use it again on AM. So I'll pull it out and take a look again. But yeah, it's a weird one. Or was it, instead of Regency, what other name would be added with President in Washington?
Well, Uniden. I mean, Uniden was the parent company. They made the chassis for President, but then they just stopped calling them presidents. I don't know why, but some legal thing, I guess. I don't know, but basically the same radio. They just went from President to Uniden, and they started putting Uniden over the channel selector.
Okay, yeah, mine says P400. So it says President, P400. Yeah, that's all that's on the front. But it's a 5-pin mic with the mod, NB, ANL, and channel 9, 3 buttons on it.
Yeah, so that's the probably the MB 8719 PLL chassis, same as the Cobra 142.
Yeah, once I get this room a little bit more organized, I was going to pull it back out again. And I'm pretty sure, like I was saying before, it has a Regency main badge on it also.
Yeah, the whole Regency thing's kind of confusing. I don't know where that came from.
Break.
Go ahead there, Skyrider.
Yeah, just want to say good night. Calling tonight, and I'm heading down the hill. It was good talking to you guys all tonight. It was fun being out in the field again on the mobile. Everybody have a good night. 73.
Oh man, that would suck sitting out there in the car when it's cold like this.
Have a good one there, Skyrider. I was wondering why you were a little bit low tonight. I was on the flat side and couldn't hear you, so now I'm on the vertical. So you have a good one, man. I didn't know you were in your mobile tonight. So 73, man. Catch you later, Skyrider. And soon the new one will be up there. Soon, hopefully. Yeah, I wouldn't want to sit out there. I'd have to have the heater on, going on, blasting away. The older you get, the colder it is, then, All right, we'll catch you later, buddy. See ya.
Get to there, Skyrider. Renegade waving the hand.
Good night, Skyrider. Spitfire.
Pete's back. Must have been a long 10100.
Yeah, and Wayne's squealing, just to let you know.
Can't move through this house without disturbing dogs. You know that.
It was a 10-1000. Yes, that is.
Yeah, there's no squeal, but you killed your audio.
I think we're back to that problem when he has the inverted V hooked up at the same time, but he's using the other antenna. They feed back into each other.
Oh yeah, when he disconnected the other one from the coax, the squeal went away. Those antennas are in really close proximity.
Yeah, and that's what the problem is. You know, one feeds back into the other.
What was that?
Something weak.
I think it was, am I still squealing? So yes.
You're squealing even worse than ever.
That's not Wayne, is it?
It's distorted too, and his signal's way low. That's like Slaughterhouse.
Wayne gives me a lot more than that.
Not when he's on his wire.
Well, he was on his wire last time, and he was still up there at least a 7. This was like a 4.
Well, this was a trying night for me, and it's all documented.
Yeah, I'll be glad to. I'll have to check that out from the video gate side of things.
Yeah, it's probably less entertaining than you think.
Well, yeah, probably, but it's something different. You'll get comments on it probably.
First, I tried to tune the balance line tuner, and I just couldn't get it there. So, like, all right, plan B, move it over to the other tuner, and that was just a couple of lugs and move the cable. No big deal.
Yeah, whatever works.
You got it done, and you're on the air, so you did your deed. That's right.
That's why I'd like to keep this antenna and put up the other one and have them both.
You can never have too many antennas.
I know, but my wife sees it differently.
Yeah, so does mine. So yeah, I can totally relate to that.
Dark glasses.
And it's not the antenna that she objects to. It's the wires coming out of the house.
Well, yeah, because the antennas, you can't even see them when they're in the trees.
Yeah, she don't object to the antenna. Like if you could have a wireless antenna, like the antenna's there and, you know, like Bluetooth to the radio from the antenna or something.
Ooh, something to see in the future, eh?
A feedlineless antenna. There's a concept.
Yeah, the guy who invents that's going to be rich.
I'll tell you, it makes you wonder.
Yeah, you don't have to buy any expensive coax or, you know, anything to worry about like that anymore. Just put the antenna up.
Yeah, just use a microwave link.
I'll tell you. You work on that, Pete, and let me know.
If I could figure out a way to get my RF from the transmitter to the antenna with no feed line, if I figure that out, I'll become a rich man.
You look like the guy. You look like the guy in Back to the Future with his hair after he got electrocuted.
Great Scott.
What you gotta do is, none of you guys know who that is.
Night train.
What you gotta do is.
Is that like the guy that says, "Hey man, you mess around and you're gonna have a horse in your bed"?
The Timtron always starts out with that. Well, what you gotta do is, and then you might as well just go and find something else to do for 15 and 20 minutes because you're gonna go on a dissertation. But that's the preamble.
Timtron.
Yeah, whenever you hear him say, what you gotta do is stand by for a long-winded old buzzard transmission.
Yeah. It's like, I gotta go to the bathroom.
Well, I think I'm going to get out of here, call it a night. Been fun. We'll catch you guys later on. And, yeah, definitely. Man, for some reason, I'm still thinking of Skyrider out in the car. Talking on the radio. Brings back memories. Anyway, catch you guys later. Good night. See you all later.
Good night, Taylor. Yeah, that was one of our themes. We never really did that one. We were going to have a classic radio theme where everybody grabbed a classic radio mobile version and threw it in the car and went and parked somewhere and, you know.
Well, don't do it in the winter.
No, that's definitely not a wintertime activity.
No, that's a summertime activity. And we'll all be parked up at Happy Valley.
I'm down with that. I got an old Radio Shack clip-on mount that I'm itching to use again. I'd have to buy an old car so I could use it. I have classic cars and classic radios. I could be the done and done.
Joker's all set.
I could go up to Happy Valley on my BSA with my walkie-talkie.
Yeah, but if everybody goes to Happy Valley, that would kind of defeat the purpose. Got to go to various places.
Well, if we all go to Happy Valley with walkie-talkies, we would definitely hear each other.
Yeah, 100 milliwatt walkie-talkies.
If you guys all go out there, I'll just sit in my driveway.
Anyway, I'm right behind JR. Long day and all that jazz. So 7-3, thanks for the fun on Classic Radio Roundup. Look for the video gate uploaded sometime tomorrow in the AM Mayhem. County-wide 7-3.
Yeah, my day's just starting. Well, I'll probably be around in another 12 hours or whatever. 10 hours. Catch everyone later.
All right, JR. All right, guys. Yeah, I'm going to shut my little gate off, which was the short one tonight, and then I might be back. So, 73. Talk to you later.
All right, Joker. Have a good one.